Hello everyone, my name is Sukhpreet. Today I am going to talk about the two important financial statements. The first one is the cash flow statement and the second one is the income statement. My main motive of this presentation is to provide an in-depth analysis of these two statements. Now I am sharing my screen with you, with the PowerPoint slides. Here is my PowerPoint slides. The first one is the abstract. This presentation will provide a depth analysis of the two most important financial statement, cash flow and the income statement. These two statements has been done by taking into account three companies: BHP Limited, Santosh Limited and Fantastic Limited, with the help of evaluation for the past 3 years. It has become relatively easier to understand the major sources of cash for each firm, trend in cash flow from the operations and how the firm can invest and access the cash, and trends in the net borrowings and the dividends. The main highlight of this presentation is the content and the significance of the cash flow statement and the income statement. My first slide is showing that, and my other slide will show about the income statement. The purpose of the income statement. What is the purpose? Purpose is the income statement is to show how much profit loss has been received by the company in the reporting period, and it comprises of the profit, loss, expenses, revenue, where the expenses also involves of non-cash items such as depreciation. And other thing I want to talk about the income statement, about their elements, about its elements. The main elements of the income statements are revenue, gross profit, cost of goods sold, depreciation, net income and operating income. And my next slide will show about the cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is also known as the statement of cash flows. The main purpose of the cash flow is to represent the amount of cash being received by the company, and the cash inflows and how much cash has been spent, cash outflows. Cash flow statement provide the relevant information in relation to the solvency and liquidity of the company. It makes the analysis on the basis of the three activities. The first one is the operating, and the second one investing and financial activities. I will explain the three activities. Operating activities, which involves the expenses paid and the receipt from the customer, and the second one is investment activities. It includes the sale and purchase of long-term investment such as the plant and equipment. And the financial activities, it involves the activities such as sale of stocks and dividend paid or borrowings from bank. And the next one is the importance of the cash flow statement and income statement for the investors. The decision making process is the main process for the investors. Through this, it becomes the easier for the investors because of the availability of the cash flow statement and the income statement. The income statement represents the amount of the profit being earned by the company, whereas cash flow statement represents the cash the company has in order to pay off its liabilities. It is easier for the lenders to depict how much capability the company is having in regards to repay the borrowings and the loan amount within the given time frame. Thus, the overall financial health and performance can be depicted with the help of these financial statements, which makes them a useful tool for the investors in all terms. My next slide will show about the BHP Limited source and use of cash. Major source of cash flows. The main sources of cash for BHP is operations. Other sources include the dividends, cash from the financial activities, and loan from banks and other investments. Major use of the cash has been used primarily by the company for the investment in growth projects, and it increase the return to shareholders and for the purpose of advancement of the exploration programs. And besides this, the cash is used to pay for the operating activities, loan repayment and dividend payment and other financial activities. And now we will explain about the Santosh Limited and its source and use of cash. Major source of cash flow. Major source of cash for Santosh Limited is from the operating activities, financing activities, and from the customers. For example, if dividend received, interest received, receipt from the customers, etc. The cash flow from the operating activities was 2047 million in 2019 and 1578 million in 2008 and 1248 million in 2017 respectively. Major use of cash. The cash has been used by the company in order to make the payment to its suppliers and employees. Other areas where the cash is utilized are borrowings, purchase of oil and gas assets, evaluation of assets, etc. Um, the next one I would like to tell about the Fantastic Limited. Fantastic Limited for a source and use of cash. Major source of cash flow. In Fantastic Limited, the cash flow has not been favorable due to the decline of cash flow in the year 2019 as compared to the 2018. However, the source of cash flow for this company is from the customer. Issue of shares and other financing activities, borrowings from the banks. Moreover, major use of cash. Uses of the cash is in the Fantastic Limited toward the payment to the suppliers, interest on the loan and cost of issuing shares along with the payment of the commercial bill incurred in the 2017, 18 and 19. Um, the next slide will show about the trend in cash flow from the operating activities. As per the table, it is clear that BHP Limited and Santosh Limited experienced an increased trend for the cash flow from the operating activities, whereas Fantastic Limited and had a decreased trend in 2019 as compared to the 2018. The reason behind the decline was that the expenses of the company were greater than the revenue earned, and BHP Limited and Santosh Limited has had a increasing trend in the 2008 in the 2019 as compared to the as compared to 2018. Yeah. Santosh Limited had a increasing trend in 2019 as compared to 2018, and and yeah. After that, my next slide will about the trends in dividends. BHP Limited, there is a for three firms: BHP Limited, Santosh Limited, and Fantastic Limited. Uh, there is the amount about the amounts. BHP Limited has a decreasing trend in 2019 as compared to the 2018 and 2017, and Santosh Limited has had an increasing trend in 2019 has come as compared to 2018 or 2017. After that, financial strength of companies. What are the financial strength of the companies? Here is the financial strength of the company. BHP Limited has a three financial strengths: increase in cash flow, higher investments in capital assets, and less drawings. Santosh Limited has a higher profitability, efficient cash flow management, and less borrowings. and fantastic limited, weak management of cash flow, loss making firm, and higher debts. And my last slide will show, uh, not last, it's not last, it's the last second. My last second slide will show about the best firm for lending option. Which one is the best firm? Which one is the best firm for lending option? Is the BHP Limited, Santosh Limited, or Fantastic Limited? uh, the most suitable firm among the three companies for the purpose of lending would be BHP. But BHP Limited is the best firm for lending option. The reason is the ability of the company to repay the loan in a timely manner. This company pay the loans in a time in on the time, and has a higher chances of profitability in the coming year. And BHP Limited has a financial stability and pays the dividend to the shareholder at a much higher rate than Santosh and Fantastic Limited. And my last slide will show the conclusion. Its conclusion is that it can be said that cash flow statement and income statement are the important elements of the corporate financial statement. Financial reports are helpful for the investors for their decisions related to their investment and to study the financial health of the company. Thank you so much. I hope so you like it. Thank you for listening. Thank you.